Well, hello there, Plano. All right, we are 1 month into the year and we are already hearing waves be made about interest rates. So, what does this mean for buyers and what will this effect be on sellers in this market? We also hit a record number in the market for Plano for January. Is this good, bad, ugly? Well, stay tuned to find out. I'm Jennifer Shannon. I'm a realtor with the Patty Turner Group at Keller Williams, serving the Plano area. Each month, I bring you the real estate market update for Plano. So here is your update for February, now that the numbers for January are in. And we will start with interest rates. Following a month-long rise, mortgage rates have effectively stayed flat. For a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage, rates are currently at 3.55% with 0.8% in fees and points. But stories of flat interest rates are likely going away soon. The big news these last few weeks for interest rates came after the Federal Reserve's January monetary policy meeting, where they said a quarter-point hike is likely coming soon. This would be the first rate hike since 2018, and many believe this will take place in March of this year. So while predictions at the end of last year pointed to a rate hike of 25 basis points every quarter this year, some experts now predict we could have up to 7 rate hikes over the course of this year, with each increase adding another 25 basis points to the federal funds rate. If this happens, rates could reach over 5% by the end of this year. Now, what does this kind of rate hike look like for buyers? Well, if you took out a $350,000 30-year loan at 3.5%, your monthly principal and interest payment would be $1,572. If that interest rate went up to 5.25%, your payment would now be $1,933. That's a $361 difference. Now, here's an interesting tidbit. History demonstrates that potential homeowners who are on the fence will often enter the market at the start of rate increase cycles. So let's dig into the data for January and see how the Plano market started the year. For this local market data, I'm using numbers from single-family home sales in the city of Plano. These numbers are based on sales data from January. If we start here, let's look at the average sales price. We're at $559,923 as an average sales price in Plano. That's up 21.7% from this same time last year. The number of homes for sale is at 80 homes, and we are down 57.4% in the number of homes available to buy. In fact, this is the fewest number of homes that has ever been listed for sale in Plano over the last 10 years. Here, let me show you this. Now I know this looks pretty crazy, but this just shows the cyclical nature of real estate, and that we definitely have a seasonality. But look, we are at the lowest point we have been in 10 years. And that is how significant our inventory shortage is, especially when you think how much more housing stock we have from all the new construction over the last 10 years. So this is pretty interesting too. If we look back to, here, let me clean this up. If we look back to January 2020, you can see that we had 488 homes for sale. Then if you go back one more year to January 2019, we had 529 homes for sale. So when you look at this, we currently have less than 1/5 of the inventory we had just 3 years ago. And then consider this too, that we have so much more demand. So I am really, I know that this is where the market is because I feel it for the buyers, but when you see the actual numbers, it's just kind of mind-boggling. So Plano had 157 sales. Let me see. There we go. 157 sales in January, which was a 16.9% increase over last year. The time it takes for a house to go under contract is at 21 days, and that is 15 days faster than it was this same time last year. Our months of inventory is at 0.3 months. That is a 57.1% decrease from last year. So this means that it's just taking a little over a week to 2 weeks for a house to go under contract. We listed 142 homes in January, which is 37.2% less than the previous year. And the good news is we are anticipating that we're going to have more listings this spring compared with last year, since there is so much pent-up seller activity. And what I mean by this is the fact that there are always reasons people need to sell and buy. Even when interest rates were sky high in the early 80s, people still bought and sold real estate. And for now almost 2 years, sellers have been sitting on the sidelines, holding out just so they wouldn't have to be a buyer in this market. Well, a lot of sellers are getting antsy because their reason for selling hasn't changed, but they're now ready to move on to the next house and capitalize on all the equity that they've gained in this market. And then our average price per square foot is at $205, and that's a 25.8% increase from last year. And then another thing that's interesting to look at is this showings per listing. And this is essentially the demand. And you can see how much it's increased. And now we're getting an average of 39 showings a listing. And if you can imagine, you've got your house for sale and you've got 39 appointments. And when you look at the fact that most are going under contract within a couple of weeks, that's a lot of people in and out of a house in a very short period of time. So much demand, which obviously explains why we're getting so many increases in pricing. These numbers are very startling, just because we kind of anticipated they would start softening. We never anticipated a drop so much in pricing. We feel like the pricing has been set, but we just are waiting to see when this growth will start slowing down a little bit. But with demand numbers like this, there's no telling how long this is going to last. So what's the takeaway? Well, this seller's market is still incredibly strong, and we will likely see a burst in early spring from sellers who have been on the fence for some time now, and from buyers who want to get locked into a house before rates go up too much more. So if you are thinking of buying or selling in this market, let's talk. For sellers, I will dig deep into the numbers to come up with a pricing strategy that will take advantage of this market and the current trends. And here at the Patty Turner Group, we are still going all in on the marketing and promotion of your home. We don't simply rest on the laurels of a good market. We create a marketing strategy around your home with a digital ad spin and additional targeted tactics to get even more exposure on your home. We have a marketing team on staff and an internal sales team who works to get more qualified buyers interested in your home, not just the few who show up from the MLS listing. Now, for buyers, I will work with you on your options and get you connected to a local lender who can be a critical help to you in this process. Working with a local and solid lender has never been more important than in this market, where we have so many competing bids, and there are a lot of reasons why. From there, we will talk about your wish list and what your prospects look like, along with what to expect throughout this entire process in this interesting market we find ourselves in. So you can contact me by phone or text at 214-803-4444, or you can email me at jshannon@kw.com. Well, that is all I have for this month. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching to the end, and I look forward to updating you on next month on the market in Plano. Bye now.